deck is easily the most fun that I've ever had playing the Royal Champion in this game. And believe it or not, we are running one of the most underused cards in the game, that card being the Valkyrie. Now, before you freak out and say, Atomic, the Valk has to be the worst card in the game. Why would you ever want to run it? Actually take a second. I just knew he was going to have Prince, bro. That's so crazy. Actually take a second and think, what does the Valkyrie do extremely well that connects with the Royal Champion in this game? And what that answer to that question is that she hits multiple targets at the same time. So as we get into the later stages of the game, we'll have the Death Bomb of the Giant Skeleton, the Valkyrie's AoE stacking damage, and the Ice Wizard's AoE stacking damage, and slow, which will, you know, sort of keep the enemy on the other side of the map. And all of these things combined will lead to giving the the Royal Champion her best shot at actually chaining her ability. If she was level 10, I believe this deck would just be completely broken, but nonetheless, it is still a very, very good deck at this level. So have a look here, right? The Giant Skeleton's Death Bomb is going to go down and stun. And she went down, but she did her job. Look at the chain now, starting to go down. Prince is going to go down for chain, and chain number 5. I'm telling you guys, when you combine these two cards in the same deck, you get some really crazy results. So now it's time for us to switch sides. I mean, I could play the other side, but I don't think it's a good idea. We'll switch up here. I'll throw down an Archer in case we need her, but ideally with the front rushing deck, I don't want to actually have to play the Archer at all. But what I will do instead, though, is go with the boom damage going up +1. I'm okay with my Archer just being there as a fodder. She can go ahead and die. It's no problem at all. She gets one shot off and huge W, but it looks like she's going to take the charge to the Prince, which will stall him, which is actually really good for our cause right here. The Valkyrie's going to get a couple of swings off before she goes down, and now it's time for the Royal Champion to start chaining her abilities. She will eventually get taken out. The Ice Wizard will land a crucial slow on the Magic Archer, and this will buy our P.E.K.K.A some time to slide to the back and get off a nice critical damage shot. And man, oh man, now I actually get to see the full potential of this deck here in this round, because I want to show you guys what happens when you get the Valkyrie increasing her attack speed, when you get the Ice Wizard with the great, I'm going to go with hitting all nearby enemies in case we don't get the great slow, so we do get it. And now we can get him to get the great slow off, and we'll just throw the Archer somewhere on the deck. She's not super important in the Barbarian King deck. I would do the same thing to the Ice Wizard if he was the one. That wasn't needed because we were going up against a Queen deck. But now have a look at the Valkyrie, able to get all this crucial value, and now once again, oh, was so close to getting the insane chain off, but unfortunately Mr. Wizard there was he still had some extra HP, so we were not able to get that going down. But going into round 5, we are going to have a very, very good setup here. I almost once again want to just leave this Archer to just do her thing and go with the increased damage and range of the Giant Skeleton's Death Bomb. We can even play a little bit further back and do something like this. We're going to look for the Valkyrie. We don't get the Valkyrie ability, which is really, really sad. And he could Prince us on this left side to end up smacking our Royal Champion, but I don't think he's going to predict it. He kind of does. And they don't get all the way through, but the Ice Wizard is going to be able to do a nice little slow. And look at how weak everybody is. So when the Royal Champion starts to... I mean, good lord, bro. It's nothing you can do. That's going to be a 3-2 W over the King. And we're up against another King deck. So this time, what our starting hand looks like here is we will have... I like playing P.E.K.K.A. P.E.K.K.A early game is kind of cool. He's kind of cool, you know. We'll play the P.E.K.K.A early. I'll put Ice Wizard on this spot. If he sends double Prince to the back, Ice Wizard's for sure cooked. But I don't feel like using any more of my rerolls. There's no point. So let's see what he has here. He is running the Dark Goblin. 2 of the Dark Goblins in the back. The Ice Wizard is going to get some nice little slows off. I was hoping that would stop him from even getting a charge off in the first place. But unfortunately, double Dark Goblin is going to be a little bit too much heat for us to handle here in the very first round. So we're going to go down 1-0. And now we're going to look for a Giant Skeleton if possible. Let's go with this. I will throw a 1-star on the Ice Wizard, but I'm looking for Giant Skelly. We'll sell back the Valkyrie. We'll go Giant Skeleton so we get 2 of them down. We'll have the P.E.K.K.A in the absolute furthest back part of the map. And this will stop, of course, his back line if he does come for like a Prince. There goes the Prince. 2 Princes, as a matter of fact. P.E.K.K.A will be able to stop both of them and contain them. Ice Wizard will get some crucial value. Troops are going to get low, and now let the chain begin. No, he had 1 HP. He had 1 extra health. That would have been a nice little 5-piece chain. So he is going up 2-0. It looks like we're going to have to take another game to round 5. which, you know, it just happens to be the case. So let's just throw down a couple archers. We're not going to actually use her, I don't think, unless we have to because we don't get our Valkyrie. At this point, it's not even worth swapping again. We're just going to go ahead and hold this like this because the archer does hit multiple targets, and she hits the back line, which could help us take down his Dark Goblin, or at least get him weak enough, and that should be perfectly fine too. So now the Giant Skeleton will get a nice little death damage over here, and the Royal Champion hits the Barbarian King, so that's unfortunate. Giant Skeleton does go down again though, and this time, oh baby, she's gonna have to be good here. She's gonna have to be good here. She's gonna have to be good! Oh, she's gonna save the day, barely, and take us into the next round. So that was round 4. Once again, he is sort of in a good position. I don't want to switch sides because if I go to the other side, then he is going to get some tremendous value out of his prince. Archer will get one shot here on this, but I mean, we don't have our Valkyrie yet, so we're gonna have to just trust our Giant Skeleton to put in all types of work, and we should be fine. Valkyrie will slide in round 5. I knew his prince was going to be played on that spot. I feel like we're going to get a juicy chain here if the Giant Skeleton happens to die on time, but I don't think he goes down right away. Eventually he'll go down, and then she'll be able to get a beautiful chain off. Here comes the Giant Skeleton, death damage. 2 opponents are 1 HP, and it seems like the Ice Wizard slow was actually enough to contain our opponent. And now we're going into the crucial round 5. We gotta be playing it on this side. There's no doubt about it. The round will be played over here. I kind of want to get some good cards down. Where's my Valkyrie? There's the Valk. There she is. So we'll get her to increase her hit speed. I don't even know. I guess we play Archer right here. And we'll have the double Giant Skeleton on the right side. I'm protecting my Ice Wizard the most, as a matter of fact, with this sort of positioning here. And once again, we're able to stop his read. This is actually really good setup. A really good setup. This could be Chain of the Year. Number 1 goes down. Number 2 gets down to 1 HP. And the Giant Skeleton Bomb goes down as well. And we're able to win that one 3-2. Alright, bro. Another Barbarian King deck. Are we going to be going the distance once again? We're about to find out. So early game here, we're going to actually start off with both cards. Finally, I could put the champion here, but I don't know if he has a prince. A lot of people are running the prince right now. I don't want to give him some free value on that slot. So instead, we'll even play our royal champion 1 tile further in case he has minor. And of course, he's running minor. So now look at this here. Look at the Valkyrie. Look at the Valkyrie. There's the heal. I'm okay with the heal going down that early because, oh no, that swing came in a second earlier. That would have been nuts, but either way, we should be fine here in this first round. Normally, the king has the advantage, but it looks like we've played all of our cards perfectly, and the king will most definitely be going down. So can we actually get an easy game this time around? You know, so we've got to try to get our P.E.K.K.A out. That's the most important thing right now, since we do know that he is playing the minor. So here, I kind of want to go... It's early in the game, so he's not going to get any ridiculous value out of a minor. We'll play them 1 extra tile back. I kind of want to go Ice Wizard here because Ice Wizard is the whole combination of this deck. We want to make sure he's down to slow down the Barbarian King push. And our P.E.K.K.A will easily stop this right here. And just look at how weak everybody's already getting in the middle. Our Giant Skeleton hasn't even gone down yet. The early chain does come in from our Royal Champion. But nonetheless, that'll be an easy round to win there. And we will be going up 2-0, so it's finally looking, let me not jinx it, but it's looking like an easy game here. We definitely switched sides because we've played the same side twice now. Let me just throw the archer down in case we need her later on. We could go Valkyrie, but I kind of want to cycle again. Yeah, now we'll go Valkyrie, and we'll look for Ice Wizard. We want him to hit all nearby enemies and to slow them down just a little bit more for us, getting that extra AoE damage, making that many more enemies that much weaker. And he does have the Dark Goblin, so it's going to be a lot of heat coming in here. Giant Skeleton goes down early, but the chain is going to start... Oh, she lit 1 HP again. So we were not able to get an insane chain. But nonetheless, the Ice Wizard is now finally going to get onto the Dark Goblin. That'll slow him down. No super heat, no super speed buff. And we're able to win that one 3-0.